Hi guys, welcome to the Paradox Podcast. I'm Abdul here with my fellow co-host. We got Jem, we got Sam, and we got Morgan. Today we're gonna be talking about Pokemon Legends Z-A and a host of other topics. As for some reason, the Pokemon fan base this week has not been able to shut up. So,
Hi.
guys, you
Uh,
wanna say
Wait.
hi?
before we
Oh,
hop into it,
whoa.
wait. Before we hop into it, anyone wants to give introductions?
That's what I just said. Does anyone want to say hi?
That's like a one-word introduction. There's no feel to that. There's no aura to that. What are you talking
Yellow.
about?
There's no
Okay.
introduction don't need to have
Oh, yeah.
aura. Morgan, shut up before
Yeah.
you say something stupid. Anyways, anyone else have anything they want to share?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey
Right,
guys. So after we talk about all the ZA stuff, we're gonna talk about some other Pokemon related things like Lucario and Rillaboom
A
versus
certain
Supreme. We're
a,
gonna
cer-
have
a
such a
certain
fun
a
time.
certain
We're gonna
a
have
certain
such a
nigga
fun time here,
a
guys.
certain
Nah.
nigga made a Twitter post that for some reason we have more Lucario debates. Thanks to that certain nigga. That certain nigga probably has like
All right.
no style, no swag, zero aura. Probably fucking loves Johto. Probably fucking loves X, Y, and Z. Like he's probably the biggest X, Y glazer of all time. Like probably hates
Yeah. XYZ
Grimm's that
Glazer.
guy.
Yeah, we know Paradox Podcast do not associate to whoever this guy is, so trust us.
Yeah, this guy's probably like a massive gooner and makes like various goonerish tweets.
Yeah, good
You
thing
know,
they are not one of us.
yeah, they are one of us. Yes,
Oh,
they are.
whoa, okay. If it's one of
Yeah,
us,
this
Yes,
is
they
shame
are.
on you.
actually
They,
Just
us.
no.
Not saying their name, but we do have to kick them out.
their name rhymes with gemstone.
No, that's just out of pocket, bro.
Their
You're gonna
name
give me
rhymes with
so vague.
gemstone. Their name, actually, let's just say it's gemstone. It's gem.
Whoa, see, okay, now we're getting
Jimothy
sidetracked,
Stone.
bro. We're getting
Jimothy
sidetracked.
Stoner. That's his name. Jimothy Stoner.
Okay, but today
Bro.
we're gonna be talking about ZA. So who wants to start?
All right. So Zia,
Wait.
before we start the ZA topics, we had a question of the well, I didn't call it the question of the day last time, but I'm calling it the question of the day this
Oh,
time.
the
Anyways,
fuck?
the question of the day
Oh,
last
oh.
week was if you had to make because last week was a Horizons discussion. If you had to make your own team of like six heroes, what Pokemon would you choose? So we're gonna answer that question right quick before we get into the ZA discussion. So who wants to go first? I have my team in case you guys want me to go first, and then my team can kind of
Give
like
me,
the way I talk about y'all can kind
give
of
me a
talk
Okay,
about
second.
it.
I might have taken it a different way than what I thought. But
Okay, I
Okay,
can
I'm
show.
sure.
Wait, I can show
I'll,
my.
Has zero aura.
All
no,
right,
you have zero aura.
bro, zero aura.
There we go.
All right, all right. With timer is done, now it's my turn.
I
So
guess.
I'll show my team in the chat.
Oh, you actually give us a picture.
All right, I've pasted my picture. So first, like the Rayquaza equivalent is going to be Groudon. I didn't make mine shiny because I think shiny Groudon kind of sucks. Uh, but I think it's kind of the same thing. Like it's like one of the super ancient ones. I think it's kind of fitting. Then the walk, yeah. Then the for the gouging fire equivalent, I have walking walk. Uh, so Wait, what are you guys laughing about? Anyways, so what I said, yes, the gouging fire equivalent, I have the walking woke. So it's sort of he has some synergy with
Happy Friday to everyone, by the way.
guys. I know. I'm making a joke. Okay, so anyways, I'm walking awake. Yeah, so it's supposed to have some sort of like synergy with the Groudon because its water move is boosted in the sun. It there's something like that. It's supposed to be the gouging fire equivalent. Then, freaking, he had like a cleaver, I think. Yeah, cleaver. So you could say like Enamorous is kind of the cleaver equivalent. No, Surfetch'd is kind of the cleaver equivalent. Yeah, Surfetch'd is kind of the cleaver equivalent. It's like the regional variant evolution type of deal. So it's kind of like also it has sort of like the knight thing. So if you need to have like sort of a hero type of vibe, it kind of works. Yeah. Then for like the Galarian Moltres equivalent, there's an Amorous. I think it's solid. It works out. It's decent. Then for the last one, yeah. Then for the last two ones, there's like freaking Lapras and Arboliva. I'm gonna be real with you; those were kind of hard to find. I took Charizard as for like Lapras, but the idea is supposed to be that it's supposed to be the transportation mon kind of deal. So yeah. Alternatively, if you don't like Charizard, you could have something else like I don't know, maybe a Wailord or something can work. Dondozo, something like that. Yeah. And then finally, I last one, Bollywood, I couldn't find much, but I feel like Zora kind of works as okay. This is the one you would sort of think of as it's legendary. It's not. So I think it kind of works like okay, it's something from the myth.
Well, I mean,
Nah, Bollywood
it
is not
being
legendary,
massive,
but it's
I
kind
think
of like
what he
it has a
means.
vibe to it. Like
The
it's different from the
massive
other. It's like
Arboliva.
huge tree or something like that.
It is
I mean, if I had
it
to
is
pick
a massive
monster, I
tree
would like
that
be like
covers
six
for
five.
an entire part of the forest. That is what Celebi does. So Arboliva is equal to Celebi, actually.
Okay.
Hey, we can
Anyways,
replace Celebi.
this is my team.
Replace Celebi with a fucking giant ass tree.
Good. Okay. So it was working kind of hard.
What is this? What
No,
are we doing here,
no,
man?
we had ignorant up in there. No.
What are we doing here?
We had Charizard on there, to be honest. I think.
What is going on? What is the problem?
What are we doing here, man?
No, this team is Aura.
Luna.
Literally, my reason for using half of these guys is because of Aura. No, we're not doing this. So just to start,
okay,
I'm gonna give the Lord. It was so hard because what's going on? What's going on? What's up?
You did use the least aura-filled Necrozma.
Oh my god! I'm ignoring that.
Oh my
So,
god,
I was initially going to talk about how the first Pokemon I was going to initially base this off of was going to be like Hoopa Unbound or something. Although that would have been pretty fire. But like, you know what? Thinking about it, Lucian's team, his little crew, all legendaries, having a mythical probably wouldn't have made sense. So let me use a legendary, a regular legendary, not a mythical. So I was like, you know what? Let me pick up the Necrozma. I was a little put off because I don't like the concept of having a legendary to where they have to have other legendaries get more powerful. Like I think, for example, with like Rayquaza, he's big bro all by himself. But it is what it is. I chose Necrozma, and I was thinking to myself, because the initial two team members I was thinking after Hoopa Unbound was Ursulana and Gyarados. I don't know why. It just felt right. And so with Necrozma, Ursulana, and Gyarados, I was thinking, what else can I choose? Because I was low-key kind of stuck for a little bit for like a good day or two. I procrastinated until like quite literally yesterday. Yeah, okay, because I needed because the whole thing with Lucian's team, other than Rayquaza, he has like one more legendary. And so I needed something at least comparable. And one legendary, and then like a paradox that was kind of like legendary. So I was thinking to myself,
Yeah,
I
was
need
gonna.
I need one of the ones from either Entei, Suicune, or Raikou because you have to kill me before I'm picking a Pokemon Violet Paradox Pokemon. No. So I had to choose Raging Bolt. Yes, bro. I hate those botniks as Pokemon. Yes.
I was.
That is not swag, bro. That is
Yes.
not swag. No, because no, you're gonna hit on me, bro. Okay, Lodgers is not that bad of a choice. 'Cause- Okay, ignoring that, I needed Pokemon that command in both land, sea, and sky. Ursalon is land, Latias is sky, Gyarados is a sea, and then I needed something with nature. And nature, I had to pick something like Go-Go. No reason why. I just felt like having somebody to ride on was pretty cool. Torterra, why would I have a starter? Why would I have a starter?
Bro!
Lucy doesn't have a starter. Not my problem.
Oh, like I know what Sam is
No,
gonna
it's
pick.
not. I'm trying to play on
Oh,
fun. I'm playing off the
What's
fun.
happening here?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. I'm giving my review team, and then your bitch has to get a team. Okay, summarizing again, I have Negrozma, Ursulana, Gyarados, Raging Bolt, Latias, and Go-Go. Your turn next.
Morgan.
Damn, what the? I, I don't feel confident now.
Morgan, please don't tell me that you have 6 go-go's or some shit like that.
And team, that's
No,
perfect. What are we talking about? Okay. Okay. All right, Morgan, let's
I
go.
mean, we can go over now at the time.
Okay,
Morgan.
my
Get out of
internet
here,
was a
bro.
bit
Get him
funny.
out of here, bro.
Wait,
Get
wait,
him
wait,
out
wait,
of here,
wait,
bro.
wait, 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 wait,
No.
wait, wait, wait.
No.
Morgan, what is this?
Okay.
Morgan! Morgan.
Oh, only me. Only me. Gem.
Me, dog.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Morgan, what is this? Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Gyarados, Milotic, they're used a bunch. Lapras is already on Lucius's team. So who can I pick? And I think water Pokemon, Unova. So I was just thinking Jellicent.
You could have done the sea turtle.
Who? Wait.
That's what I was doing. I needed someone to ride on. I needed like a water type to ride on.
Yeah. Wait, what's sea turtle? Oh, Terracosta. Terracosta. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking of fossil Pokemon because it's like if I'm from 150 years ago, I don't have the way to revive them. Oh yeah, yeah. Fucking Tornadus and Shiny Regigigas is Gen Alpha. Hey, I Regigigas looks cool though. It's like moment.
There you go.
Wait, what? No, that's a mushroom. The fuck? Don't don't be racist. Hey, wait, no. Imagine 150 years in the past, or 200. Was it? I don't fucking remember. What the fuck,
All
man?
right.
Hey, it would have been funny. I-
Wait,
what,
while we are discussing teams, I will post something. Just give me a sec. Uh,
is it
all
gonna be
right,
your fucking
so
draft team? Oh my
no,
god,
it's not going to be my
bro.
fucking draft team, not this time around. This is a hypothetical freed team. And Morgan, you're going to hate me for this.
Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh. Look, hey, I don't want free to be. I wasn't fucking
Oh,
talking
listen to
about
yourself
feelings.
right now.
What the
What
fuck?
aura?
What the
What
fuck?
aura?
What the fuck? That was- What the what the fuck is bro waffling about?
What is bro waffling about?
I would.
No, you talking about a phalanx, my nigga.
Giraffe.
A phalanx. No, it's not.
You know,
This nigga's an average Joe.
I was I was going to say I didn't want. I was going honks to know about Brambleghast because that would make you free to thief. Because I know the reason it's on here. It's because Sam wants him to steal a Pokemon.
No, I don't.
Yes, you fucking do.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Where's
we
your team? Where's your team? Where's your team?
Yeah.
just never, Samurai. You can show everyone else's teams. Don't show this hypothetical free team. And show everyone else's teams. Don't show this hypothetical
I am
free
not
team.
showing this hypothetical team.
Actually, you know
I
what?
am
Cut
not.
the
Immediately,
entire
this is
free
what
part.
I meant
Cut the
is
entire
about
free
to
part.
bruh.
We're killing
I'm
him.
not.
We're killing him in this
I,
episode.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. But that being said,
Wait, I didn't even say my team. Wait, are you going to show the teams or no?
yes,
I
duh,
mean,
Okay.
yeah,
duh.
your team is fairly straightforward, right? Like, Regigigas
Anyway,
is supposed to be the Rayquaza equivalent. Jolly is the Lapras.
yeah,
Tornadus is the Moltres.
yeah.
Freaking Toadstool is the Arboliva. Sneasler is what is Sneasler again?
War maybe?
Sorry, what?
Kinda.
Kind of like a cleave war maybe?
Cleaver. Yeah, it's
I can see. Yeah, I think that's
Cleaver,
what it's.
whatever you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And Arcanine is the freaking the Raging Bolt
Dark.
slash Gouging Fire
Okay.
equivalent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of funnily Arcanine was like colossal, but then I thought if we're talking of like the environment, I think having Cole the Pokemon might not be the best choice. So
I don't
Yeah,
think
just
so.
choose the
I don't
next.
think so. I don't think the 6 year will save the environment. I'm gonna be honest. I think they could give less than two fucks.
Who?
Anyways, Pokemon's Legends Z-A is the newest Pokemon game set to release in around October of this year. We finally got like the game cover and we finally got the release date. So now we're gonna talk
All
about our
right.
thoughts, opinions, and our feelings about it. We obviously have a bunch of opinions to share about this game and
Yeah.
shit that has been just released. So we're gonna. I'm gonna. Should I start the conversation about Pokemon Legends Z, or does anyone have something that they want to start the conversation with? Because
you
I
can
can.
start.
I can start it.
I say
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'll start. Okay, I think this starter trio, in my opinion, is gonna make
Oh,
Feraligatr a Hall of Fame water type. he's going into the Water Type Hall of Fame after being a part of this starter trio. The
What the
way I
fuck?
saw
What the
Totodile,
fuck did Tepic do to you? What the fuck did
the
Ember
way
do to you?
no, because the way I saw so many Totodile fans come out the woodwork, and I'm like the biggest Totodile hater of like all time. Y'all need to understand. Y'all need to understand. If I could switch Quaquaval and Totodile's places, I would do that so fucking fast.
Homophobic during
Because
the end of Pride Month? Okay.
yes, I am. Yes, I am. You're
Oh,
100% right. Yes,
Damn.
I am. You're 100% right. Because you know
Last
why?
week,
For Alligator,
last
you know
week,
what? You know why? Because for Alligator never got the recognition it deserved. Because fucking Typhlosion over here, fucking, everyone's like, oh my god, and then some
uh,
damning documents came out in the last couple of years that made Typhlosion fans shut the fuck up. Feraligatr was hitting that shit. Feraligatr was on the fucking grounds. He was putting up numbers upon numbers, and then Meganium was just there being mid. But like
yeah,
Feraligatr
and then
was on it, nigga.
for one bit they had for alligator covered in a white substance. I don't get why, but all right.
Omar,
Morgan has
what?
never seen
What are
water.
you doing?
Morgan doesn't drink water.
What?
All
What?
Morgan drinks is like
Wait, wait,
G.
why is
That does not look like water. I am
it like
sorry. That
Morgan,
does
you've
not
never
look
seen
like
water. Morgan,
water.
you've never seen water. Morgan, you've never seen water.
No,
Thank you for
no,
proving
you
it. You've
can
never
make
seen
it
water.
clear. You can make
Morgan,
it
you've never
Morgan?
seen
clear.
water.
It would look
Morgan, you've
more
never
like
seen water.
water. You
Guys,
made it
look
pure
at this. Get a
fucking
load of this
white.
guy. Get a load
Why
of
is
this
it
guy.
fucking white?
Get a
Why
load of
make
this.
it
Get a
white?
load of this guy.
No,
Get a
no.
load of
Why
his.
the
Get
fuck
a
is
load of
it
this.
white?
Get a load
Tell
of this
me.
guy. Get a load of this guy.
Tell me
Imagine
why the
not knowing the
fuck is
color
it
of water.
white? Why the fuck
Because
is it
Morgan,
white?
making things clear costs money. Money that we don't fucking have. Not everyone can be rich as you,
Why are
Morgan,
you
in
making
a
a
clean color
China's
garage.
fucking statue of an alligator?
Because alligators are fucking cool, Morgan. Not everyone likes the stupid fucking gorilla in Gen 8.
No, just don't make it fucking white though.
That's what you sound like.
You're right.
I know I'm
Wait,
right.
wait,
Anyways, what's
Morgan.
everyone's opinions on these?
Are
What's everyone's
you talking
opinions
about
on these
alligator
starters?
or crusty?
What?
What?
Oh, you haven't seen a mega leak?
What?
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
no, mind. Forget what I said.
What is blood
Anyways,
smoking?
what's everyone's opinions on these starter trios? As much as I can hate on Chikorita easily here, I think that if Mega Meganium says Meganium's reputation, I'll be happy for it. More or less just because like Meganium needs something. It's been like the joke
I
I
of the
like it.
community for years.
I very
I
much
like
do
it.
like
I mean, it's
Embor. It is always like Embor and Oshawott that are like rival for me in like what starter do I want in my Unova playthrough. So having
You don't fuck with Fragile?
another it's just like tied and then second place.
Okay.
It, it's like mm,
Jem's been
I
Jem's been
I was
awfully
gonna
quiet.
say I
Jem's been
was gonna
awfully
say
quiet.
like Piccolo, Vegeta, and Goku. How can you rank
Okay, I see what
them?
you're
Okay, that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Jem's been
Uh,
awfully quiet about this topic. Do you have something interesting you want to share, Jem? You've been awfully quiet.
No, I just had like probably the least interesting to say, but I will say, in terms of the star trios, I don't know why we have two JoJo stars. What the fuck is that about? Like seriously,
Yeah,
like what is
I'm
that
gonna be
about?
honest.
because
I'm
they
gonna be
Oh my
honest.
needed
I,
to
god!
they needed to get a way to get their rank better. They
I'm gonna,
saw what
Because
happened with Cyndaquil. They saw immediately the
well,
leaks.
honestly, Cinnamon
They
did
had
not
to
change much. It's still
go.
last.
They had
I'm a,
they had
I'm
to
gonna be honest.
dissociate.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. Even with the next starter trio that comes in the next Legends game, if we get it, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think any starter trio is gonna actually like replace the like or recapture the charm that the original Hosui starters had because it was like we weren't expecting it, and it was like wow, they can do this now. Like it was like the first time it happened, we were all like so hyped because it was like wow, and like everyone immediately
And they
saw where the
also
connections
chose
were.
like the most popular
Yeah,
ones
exactly.
out of
Like
their
everyone
trios.
immediately, like the connections were there immediately. But with like these starters, everyone was like, "What's the connection to France?" Like Tepic, maybe. Like everyone was so expecting these starters, but then we got these ones. Like no one knew the connections. But with the Hisui starters, connections immediately, fan art immediate. Like we all like maybe it was just a more positive time in the community, but like it was just like so it was just more happier with all of them because there was an equal
Maybe.
amount of fans for each one. because like we had Rowlet fans, Oshawa fans, and Cynical fans. I never felt like one was way more popular than the other, or what. Like I felt like they all had like people who were going to choose them. So I felt like I think the Hisui starters are just like, in my opinion, they're one of the best starters here.
Honestly,
Maybe.
I think it's just a matter of just this game just. I think it just hit the mark on the starters. I'm not gonna say like what I had for my idea was instantly 100 times or automatically better, but I think they should have just had Piplup in there, dog. They should have Piplup
I
in
think
there.
it should. I think it should have just been Piplup. I like this is my opinion. I think it should have been Piplup, Snivy, Scorbunny. That was what I
I
was.
personally think it should have
And
been
that works for
Piplup,
me.
Tepic,
That's a big
and
for me.
Piplup,
I was
Tepic,
gonna
and
say
Snivy.
Chifin, but it's like we're already in college, so I don't think that would work.
A lot of people also thought that we were just going to get the base Carlos starters, which I would also be happy with because it's like it's pretty much been like it's pretty much
Eh.
heavily it's like heavily confirmed by the community in itself. Pokemon has not like come out with it, but it's been heavily confirmed by the community in itself that the Carlos starters will be getting megas. So if we just got the Carlos starters, that would be like I'd be cool.
I mean, hey,
But
that's more than what
yeah, no problem.
That's more than
Like
what
it's
Arceus did for the
Well, Arceus
Sinnoh
was never
starters.
about. Well, Arceus was never about the Sinnoh starters. The Sinnoh starters were just
Well,
wild, but they
yeah,
were never
no,
about.
but it's also like
about
It's
they
the
more than
don't
what
freaking
get
base
and
X
they
Y
don't
did.
get anything in
I'm gonna,
BDST or Legends
I'm gonna be,
Arceus,
I'm gonna
but
be honest. They don't
there
need.
are.
They don't.
Mm,
I
They
I
don't
don't
think
needed
know.
they need
something,
anything.
Torterra needs
though.
something.
They needed
I
something,
don't
dog.
think.
They needed
Yeah,
something.
I mean, okay. Here's the thing. Every time I see someone be like, "Oh, Mega Infinity would be cool," I'm like, I can't really see
I,
it
I, I
Mega Evolving.
I'm not
It's like,
saying that.
oh, a Mega
Like,
Empoleon. Like, I
hey,
feel like their designs are just kind of like they're the first starters that I would say are like the first modern Pokemon design in terms of like, oh, the starters just feel complete. Like this is their final stage. It's not like it's simple enough, but it also has like some intricacies with
hmm,
the design. Like we're gonna take Infernape for an example. Infernape, just Fire Monkey, very simple. If this was Gen 1, it would just be that, right? But because they're like a bit closer to modern, we get the Wukong elements in there. And like it works. But like
hmm.
if Infernape was designed in Gen 3 or prior, it would just be the Fire Monkey and maybe like Mandrill patterns, but that's kind of it. They wouldn't really do the Wukongisms there. Because we could look at Blaziken as a perfect example. Blaziken is just Fire Chicken, but if Blaziken was made today, they'd probably do some sort of Phoenix motif with it.
Well,
I'm
I
going
would
to take
say
my
that there is more stuff in parts of Gen 3, but I get your point. I get your point.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like these designs are just like final. I feel like the Pokemon in game, none of them are like you could start out with almost any of the starters and you would be fine. Infernape, you can like you start with Chimchar, you get Monferno right before the first gym. Grotto, obviously you have type advantage. Piplup, you also have the type advantage. Throughout the game, you're never at a like real disadvantage. You could say, oh, but the last gym is you choose Piplup. By that point in time, you have a ground type. Or you have some sort of counter to that. That's the last gym. You have to have a counter to that. If you don't have a counter to that, that's your fault. If you want to say Infernape, that's a water gym. Again, by that point in time, they give you Shinx on the first route. You would have at least a lucky shot by that
While
point in time.
we're talking about the freaking starters, can we talk about how like Delphox was basically sabotaged from the start,
I
like
don't
in
think
the original
Delphox was
Pokemon?
sad.
Huh? What is?
Here's the interesting thing. I
Think
think
about it.
Huh?
like okay,
Think about it for
okay,
Huh?
I'm actually very curious to hear him out.
and you get Charmander like 5 routes later. Why would you ever get freaking
I
Fennekin?
That's
guess. I mean,
no,
did
but
they
no, but you
tell
could
you
also,
that
but
though?
you could no, but here's the thing: you could literally say that about any one of the Call of starters because I feel like people would
You're
like. I
not
feel like if you
going
ask
to-
general audience, I feel like if you ask general audiences, the only one you would get is maybe Greninja for Blastoise. But even then, like if you ask general audiences which starter shield you prefer, everyone 9 times out of 10 you'll get people preferring
Yeah.
Eto over like Carlos. So I feel like that's not like fair. If you say Delphox was sabotaged in the way that like Pokken and the anime only gave Serena breaks in and never really
No,
gave
no,
possible
here's the thing
stage,
with,
That
I
yeah.
would understand.
so basically for anything like let's say just Spin and freaking what's his face Froge, there's at
Yeah.
least like okay they have only one
Oh,
competitor,
okay.
it's the Angel starters. But for freaking
Huh?
again, there are two competitors. There's also Talonflame. So let's say, okay, you will get Fennekin, or you will get freaking Talonflame, or you will get the Charmander into Charizard.
I mean, I
So
think
that's
that's just more.
Uh,
I'm be honest, Sam. This seems like a nothing issue because one of the best, like
yeah.
one of the like criticisms of Sinnoh is that you only have two fire types, with one of them being the starter. I think it's actually good that Carlos gives you variety in terms of fire types. So even if you don't choose Fennekin, you still will have the fire type on your team if you want one. I feel like that's.
that's
I'll be
true.
honest. I feel like this. I feel like this is a very like again. I think if you said Delphox should have been shown
Oh,
more in the anime or in the spin-off game, I would agree. But like the angle you're going with this, I feel like it's a nothing issue. But you know, it's
yeah.
your take.
I do also kind of want to say there's also Panseer, Panpour, and Pansage in
That's
the
true.
forest.
That's true.
So it's
That's
like
true. If you want,
there's like a lot of variety for all of the stars
speaking
typings.
of, no, I think the most sabotage starter in terms of like if it was in the anime, it would have a lot more fans. Chestnut.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Swampert.
No,
I mean,
no, 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 no,
right
no,
there.
not even Swampert. No, Swampert is fine. Swampert is fine. He's eaten. Swampert is fine. Chestnut,
Okay, but they
that boy
should have
hungry.
given they should have given it a evolution. Brock's Marshtomp.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I don't think Swampert was ever like down bad in the same way that
Yeah.
Chestnut was. Because the anime made Ash Greninja look really cool. They made Ash Greninja look really cool. They had the 3D camera. They knew how to sell its aura immediately. They had Serena and Braixen. Braixen looked really cute. They had Delphox appear in the anime every now and then. You want to guess where Chestnut appears? Chestnut and Quilladin appear in filler episodes. Episodes that like people would skip. And like no
Yeah.
battles really
Where
happen in them. It's like it's
Hey,
so
I
weird.
remember
The
the
two ads to begin
fucking
with to give them
desert.
good content.
Huh?
The two
No,
ads to
not
begin
just
with to
that.
give
I
them
mean,
good
all the
content.
content.
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat what you said, Jim? I can't. What?
There are two ads to begin with to give them good content.
No, because here's my thing with Chestnut.
No,
Because
Chestnut. Here's my hot take of the podcast. Chestnut is more of an Ash Ketchum Pokemon than Greninja ever was.
you already fucked up there.
Huh?
huh?
You already fucked up there.
No,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
no, 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 no. Because no, here's
Put
the
that
thing.
shit in the
No, no, no,
bin.
no,
Put
no, no,
that in the
no,
garbage
no, no,
bin.
no, 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 no. Because we're used to the Naruto definition of ninja, where they're like heroes and good. No, 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 no. That's not what a ninja is. A ninja, by the definition, is a sneak.
Okay, wait,
Is a
Samurai.
sneaky speedster who takes out opponents using stealth. Ash Ketchum is none of those things. He is not
Okay,
sneaky.
but
He's kind of speedy, and he
Samurai.
does not use stealth like that. That is what a
He's
ninja is.
he's speedy.
He's speedy.
He's
That's
speedy.
the only thing I'll
And
give you. That's the only thing I'll give you. Speedy.
But
What
also
is Chestnut?
Samurai.
But
Chestnut.
Ash
Chestnut is
Greninja's
a
not sneaky
Chestnut.
like that.
Wait, but that's what I'm saying. It's not a typical ninja. That's what I'm saying. They had to change what a ninja is in order to have Ash fit one. Meanwhile, Chestnut,
No,
it's a paladin. What is wait, hold on. What is a paladin? A loyal brave. Okay, loyal brave follows orders. Cares about his friends. It's the
okay.
only reason. The only reason why Greninja was chosen over Chestnut. Well, actually, one of two reasons. It's because they knew Greninja was going to be popular, and second, Chestnut's not that fast. Chestnut is not that fast. That's plain and simple. He's not that fast. They can't do the
I,
speed stuff that they can do with Greninja. If Chestnut and Greninja had the same body type, but like Greninja was known as the ninja Pokemon, and you know how I can prove this? The best way to prove this: Sarah Ledge and Armor Rouge. It's the same thing in a different context. Sarah Ledge, Sarah Ledge. What's Sarah Ledge's dex entry? It's bitter and it will do whatever it takes to win. Armor Rouge is characterized as the hero to Sarah Ledge's like villain or rival, right? But if this was
mhm.
XY, they're giving Ash Sarah but they're making Sarah a really good guy. That's the opposite of its dex entry.
Okay, but Samurai, you
But that's
do
the same
know that
thing.
Oh.
we're
That's the
doing
same
this in a
thing.
Oh.
That's the
post
same thing.
Naruto
That's
world.
elite.
We're
That is
What do you
talking in
mean?
a
elite.
post.
Naruto was at its no. Naruto was at its peak when XYZ was airing. This was the war arc.
Oh,
Naruto was at its peak. Naruto was at its
no.
peak in terms of
That
viewership.
that's
Guess
not what
what
I'm
was?
talking about, though. That's not
What do
what
you
I'm
mean a post
meaning.
Naruto? What do you mean a post Naruto world? Explain what you mean by that.
A
You know what?
world where, like, I want to
We
say
don't
Basically,
have
the
any other ninjas.
the
What other
tournament arc.
that
ninjas?
The tournament
was
arc.
What do
I'm
you mean
going to say
tournament
that.
arc? That doesn't prove anything.
I would say that was like a big part of Naruto. Like it was a big three before 2013.
the
Wait,
Naruto
what do you
discourse.
Morgan, what do you discuss? Wait, Morgan, what's your point here? I'm confused.
What I'm trying to say is that like ninjas have or like the concept of ninjas has already been eaten by Naruto's influence.
But that's what I'm saying. The whole reason why like we're so used to seeing Greninja as just like hero Pokemon is because again we're
No,
so used
it
to
was
seeing ideas of
always
ninjas. Do you know how many things of
Okay.
ninjas are there?
Okay.
Like they're not actually okay. I'll give you a list. We have Randy Cunningham, ninth grade ninja. Ninja's classified as a hero, almost Spider-Man esque kind of character. We have Lego
Teammate.
Ninjago that's still running. Lego Ninjago is still going on. We have Naruto. Like that is three things off the bat that all characterize ninjas as more like upfront fighters and not like sneaky or like that's why we think Greninja is a hero Pokemon when arguably Chestnut fits Ash more to the bill. The only reason why they went with
No, my
Greninja and not with
God.
Chestnut, Greninja is the most rival coded Pokemon to ever exist. It was just
Mm,
given playing
what
cards.
rival would have a
Huh?
Greninja? Imagine creating an
Huh?
XY rival and give him a Greninja.
Wait,
The only reason why
we can't say that while Alon exists.
Alon is
You
right
can't
Okay,
there.
say that
okay,
when
Alon
the
is
you know
edgy
what? And you know what my
motherfucker.
problem is? You know what my problem is that you kind of like going under the impression about how ninjas are sneaky or whatever, and how it doesn't suit Ash.
yeah.
But like, there's so many Pokemon
What
that Ash has that quote unquote
I
does
agree.
not
Here's
suit
it.
him.
Here's it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would agree with you. I would agree with you on that. My point here is that I think Chestnut fits Ash just as much as Greninja does when you look at the reasons why people give Ash Greninja. And that's my point here. My point isn't that Greninja could never work with Ash. I think it's kind of cool that they make Greninja work with Ash, even though again he's not really a ninja, and I would like to see Greninja be more stealthy and sneaky to kind of get Ash out of his comfort zone. In the same way that Crocodile like bit opponents, and they got rid of that because Pokemon's limit shit. But like you get my point here. You get my point here,
Now,
where it's
now
like
Remind me,
I get your
yeah,
point,
Ash has a
but I
crocodile in the previous series. So
no, that's what I'm saying. I would no. Here's the thing: 9 times out of 10, I would agree with you that I should get more Pokemon that aren't like stereotypical like hero Pokemon.
Conventional.
My issue is that everyone's treating like My issue is like my whole microcosm of this issue is going back to the whole Chestnut was done dirty because Sawyer could have gotten Chestnut. There are so many characters that could have just gotten a Chestnut and had a 3D battle. If they make Chestnut look cool, contrary to popular belief, the anime makes you like Pokemon, and that's okay to admit. The anime
what?
made me like Gliscor, and I'm fine admitting
huh?
that. I did not like Gliscor until I saw it in the anime. I did not like Gliscor until I saw it in the anime. I didn't like Corphish until I saw it in the anime. Like, it's okay to admit that the anime makes you like Pokemon. That is,
What?
like, it's the whole point.
Crazy.
The
Crazy.
whole
I mean,
point, like, Morgan, you didn't even like
Okay,
Platinum. So how,
my
Morgan, you didn't even
counterpoint to
like
that
Platinum. So how
is
did you even,
my counterpoint to that is that there's been Pokemon that I didn't like before I seen an anime, and I still don't like him after.
But
I,
Chestnut's
that's
one
not
of
the
them.
here's the
point,
thing.
though. That's
Here's
not
the, no,
that's not the point to
There's a
his
billion
that's not
points
the
at
argument,
this
though.
point.
No. No. That's a personal point. What I'm saying is that in general,
Yeah.
In
Chestnut
general,
being in
yes.
the anime, in Chestnut, yeah, that's what I'm arguing though. If
Okay,
Chestnut
okay,
was
and
in
I
the anime and
get
got
that
some type
though,
of,
and I get that though. But at least in the case of Chestnut, at least in this
what did it
specific case,
get?
okay. Go ahead.
No, but what did it
Okay.
get? That's what I'm asking. What did it get?
It got nothing. But I'm saying though, and this is the first thing I said. This was the first thing said. It was too ass to begin with to give content.
Nah,
That's it.
no,
But that's not an
yeah.
no.
argument. That's not an argument. That's just a
Hey,
personal take.
hey,
That's not an
can we
argument.
get this
That's just
guy
a personal
out?
take. That's not an argument. That's a personal take because it's not impossible.
Okay.
Because the anime's job.
Okay.
No, here's the thing. The anime's job is to show off the starters, right? Like we're gonna go to the series right before this. Best wishes. At least all of the fully evolved starters had one good battle. They had one good battle at least.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ember got the most
Samurai,
screen time. Superior
Samurai.
Wait,
Samurai had decent. No, Samurai had a good battle.
What
Cameron
battle?
versus
Samurai.
I'm
Bianca.
not
He had a
gonna
Yeah.
good battle. Cameron versus Bianca. Fucking Cameron versus Marlin. I mean, you
They
can
were
ask
okay
for Cameron. You
battles.
can kind of okay
Dude,
battles.
they're
Fine. Let's be
still
pedantic. Okay,
they are battles that exist in
that's
canon.
still in. And that's what I'm saying. Like they're actual battle episodes. Chestnut didn't get that.
They
We can
will
go to the series
episodes that
after.
you will watch
Here's the thing.
and
We can go to the
give
episodes.
you.
We can go to the. Here's the thing. We can also go to the series after this. Primarina got some decent battles. Incineroar got decent battles. Decidueye,
Well, oh wait, yeah.
Decidueye, they were a little weak on Decidueye. Decidueye, they were a little weak on Decidueye, but at least like you still got to see
They
Decidueye.
forgot he
And it was like
exists.
Fucking
He
Samurai.
wasn't that I mean, I wanted the battle
we
was
Samurai
still got to
great.
has good
see.
battles. What
I
do
mean,
you
No, here's the
mean?
thing.
the
The
battle
only
was great,
series.
but you sort of get to see. Okay, this is how Decidueye battles. So if anyone wants to make like references or like get GIFs and things like that, then you have at least
They
some
give you
source.
the bare minimum. They give you the bare minimum for Decidueye.
No, but here's my take. They don't even do that for. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They don't even do that for Chestnut. He's not owned by a character. No character owns a Chestnut.
Okay,
That's the thing.
okay. I think I get it. No one has a chestnut. We don't see a chestnut battle. The only thing we see chestnut is an episodic episode that nobody
That's my
remembers,
point.
Yes,
and that's the problem.
That's my
yes.
Okay,
point.
yes,
That's my
okay.
point. My point isn't that Chestnut needs to be at the forefront of branding. My point is that this is the grass starter of the region, but we see Sceptile more. That's my point. We didn't see Bulbasaur more in Gen 3. We didn't see Chikorita more in Gen
I
4.
mean, wait,
This is
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait,
generation
wait, wait,
where
wait,
the grass starter
wait, wait,
doesn't
wait,
show
wait,
up.
wait. We did, but we did see Bulbasaur more in Gen 3. I'm not
No,
as much as Draco, but we did see
Ashes.
it.
We saw
no, 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 no.
ashes like battle
No, 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 no,
twice.
no, no,
We
no, 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 no,
saw
no,
So,
no,
May get
no, no, no,
one.
no,
What are you
no, no,
talking
no.
about?
No, here, no, no, no. Here's the thing. You can name more. Name 5 May Bulbasaur moments, and then name 5 Sceptile moments. I can name 5 Sceptile moments. I can't name 5 Bulbasaur moments in
Dog,
AG, but I can name
dog,
5
my
Sceptile
memory is
moments.
horrible. My memory is horrible.
Exactly. My point still stands. My point still stands.
No,
Whoa,
My
whoa,
point
whoa!
no,
is
You're
you're
that
acting
going
like I
against
don't
somebody.
remember what
You're
Mage
going
Bulbasaur
against
did.
somebody who has a horrible memory. Fuck off. Nah.
you can't name 5 May Bulbasaur moments. That's the thing. You can name 5
Whoa,
moments
who
of
said
just
that?
Sceptile
Who
being
said
in
that?
AG.
I sure do.
Name 5 May Bulbasaur moments in AG.
Okay, first of this episode, when Astro Bulbasaur, Mage Bulbasaur linked up together, I remember that
Okay,
shit.
that's one. Okay, that's one.
I remember. I forgot which content it is, but it was a content, and May was kind
Notice
of
how you forgot
misusing
which content.
Bulbasaur. She was misusing the fuck out of her Bulbasaur, and she
Okay,
kind of
two.
got. I think she might have got disqualified. I forgot how it happened, but it was
Okay.
something along those lines.
Okay, two. Okay, two.
Uh,
Okay, you got 3 more left.
Okay.
uh
There was
You're gonna
also
didn't
the
struggle.
time.
Bulbasaur
You're
didn't
starting to
Bulbasaur
struggle.
have something to do with like the why not episode?
You're starting to struggle. Starting to
No,
struggle.
because Morgan's talking over my explanation. Okay,
Morgan wasn't
back
talking
to what I was
about
saying.
you
Back to
because
what
you
I was
went
saying.
off.
That's a fuck.
Okay, you got 3 more. You got 3 more left. You got 3 more
Okay, I
left.
got 3 more left. Okay, there was a time where she battled Harley. There was that there.
That's 3.
Okay,
So that's
3.
three. There was a time random ass guy it beat up with Surskit. I remember that. That's 4.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right.
And then lastly, it was the one to where Bulbasaur finally learns to use Pedal Dance.
All right. That's 5. Now I got your 5 Sceptile moments right here. We got Tyson Sceptile. We got Ash's Sceptile evolving. We got Ash's Sceptile not knowing how to use Bullet Seed. We got Ash's Sceptile fighting Spencer. Do you want me to keep going? Because I named 4,
I mean,
and
there's
I
only
named 4 in the time it took you to name 1. My main
two
point here is that
Okay, wait, we're
every
saying
my
the
main
fucking main starter. We're talking about the starter for
that's
AG.
my but that's my
I'm
fucking point.
confused.
But that's my fucking point. My point is that every generation, barring Gen 2, actually, even if we include Gen 2, because Meganium appeared bare times, every grass starter,
You
like
said?
almost every grass starter except Chestnut, and maybe you could argue Rillaboom because he didn't appear to the Masters 8, but even then he had like Rillaboom had one of the best, like as much as we can all criticize the Masters 8, Rillaboom as a Pokemon got one of the best flipping what's it called? Got one of the
rep.
best I don't rep.
Showings,
We're gonna say
performances,
one of the
beats.
performances. Thank you. Had one of the best performances we've seen out of a grass starter not appearing for a majority of its series. Like Chestnut never had that. You know where Chestnut appeared in the Masters Day only to lose, only to it lost right away. That
Because
nigga was
no,
lost right away. Like that's
Hey,
my main fucking point. But that's my main fucking point with Chestnut. Regardless if you like the Pokemon or not, it's still kind of wrong that like they didn't even try to like market or even try to make people like the Pokemon. That's my point. Like it's kind of wrong that he's arguably the most done dirty starter if we really think about it. Like you can say, oh, what about Chikorita? Chikorita has so many trainers in the anime, it's actually insane. You can say, oh, but what about fucking what's another starter that people say is done dirty? You could say, oh, what about Tepig? Ash's Tepig is one of his best uniform Pokemon. You could say, oh, what about Ant? Or what about Ant? Or what about Ant? In some way, shape, or form, that Pokemon is looked back on positively. Every Pokemon, every starter has a fan, except for Chestnut. I'm sure there's Chestnut fans, but except for
that's
Chestnut when it comes to the anime, because he doesn't appear. That's my point.
okay.
I mean, yeah,
all
kinda.
right.
See, yeah, everyone's treating me like I was crazy.
Oh,
And
my thing got
anyways,
disconnected. I'm like, okay.
anyways, we are running out of
Uh,
time.
so
Was
Pokemon
good.
Well,
Legends
actually,
Z-A.
well,
Yeah,
actually, we're doing really good. Well, actually, we're doing really good on time. I wanted to say this is something you could definitely tell when we're recording this, but there's recently been a Pokemon Presents announced for July. So by the time we
Mhm.
record the next podcast,
Yeah,
maybe we'll like depending on like time and like when we record it. I wanted to
it's
ask,
funny.
what is everyone's main prediction for this Pokemon Presents? Like, what is your like? Obviously, we know we're gonna get mobile
Ah,
game and Pokemon Unite stuff, but
Prediction
like,
like
do you
which
think
ah.
like what is the main thing? Like, what is the main thing you're hoping for, and what is the main thing that you think is gonna happen? That's my question.
Main thing
My
I'm
Mega.
like, I'll go.
hoping
Like,
for.
I'll go first. The thing I'm hoping for is just mega reveals, just to like kind of confirm that we're getting new megas because there's like been leaks, but like just mega reveals. And the thing that I think is gonna happen is I think we're gonna get some Pokemon Champions news. I think we're gonna get Pokemon
Oh
Champions news
yeah,
yeah,
because
we had that.
yeah. I think we're
that,
gonna get some Pokemon Champions news. Maybe not a lot, but I think we're definitely gonna get some like more insight about it. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I
My hopes
mean,
aren't too high.
I mean, as far as Pokemon Presents go, it's gonna be like the typical stuff, right? It's gonna be all the promotion regarding the mobile games,
Yeah. But
probably a
that's what I
new,
said. Like I said, but no, but that's what I
probably.
said. Aside that,
And as for
Yeah.
like the EA, there's
yeah,
most likely going.
Or, I
Again,
think he has gone beyond can't reading to beyond now can't hear.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I didn't explain it well. Sam, I already said like you don't have to mention the mobile game stuff because that's just
yeah.
like a given at this point. I'm just asking like, what do you want to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Like the main thing, like when it comes to the
Okay,
things that
so
we
what I
obviously.
want to happen is another mystery dungeon game. That's not gonna
I mean,
happen, but that have to happen.
yeah, but this is
Uh,
what you're hoping for. Yeah, so that's fair.
yeah, it's what I'm hoping for basically. Another thing which I'm kind of hoping for is like a new character reveal. I won't say like a story reveal or something like
Okay,
that, but maybe something
okay,
along those lines for
that's
Legends
fair. That's
EA.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And other than that, again, I think what can happen, what's the most likely things to happen again is Legends ZA news, probably a few mega reveals. I don't think they will reveal everything. I think they will reveal like the tip of the iceberg. Like if Mega Dragonite or something like that is real,
That's what I'm
they'll
saying.
probably
Like,
reveal that.
all right,
Yeah.
okay. All right,
Again,
so
champion. I don't think they'll go into. I think they'll go a bit in depth. Like, okay, what's the thing
that's what
about
I'm saying. Like,
and
not anything
go with
crazy, but
it.
just like, hey, this is Pokemon Champions, and this is what the game is about, and this is all the stuff you can do in the game, and like, we'll reveal more at a later date.
Lastly, a bit, yeah. And lastly, I think they'll go a bit more into the depth of Legends. Yeah, we see the whole rank up system, so they will probably go a bit more in depth with that. But outside of that, I don't know until they know what they're gonna do.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I will say, because I have probably again the least interesting to say about it. So, the only thing I'm really would be looking forward to is the megas, and then like possibly like just like kind of like a champion reveal.
One thing
Okay.
which we don't
Yeah.
actually, one thing we can't get that obviously, but one thing which we don't need is freaking Gen 10 reveal or something like that.
No, we do not need Gen 10. I'll tell you guys what
You-
Morgan is thinking. Morgan is
What?
hoping for Pokemon Let's Go Rillaboom and Pokemon Let's Go Incineroar. And then the thing
Yeah.
he thinks is gonna have and the thing he thinks is gonna
Yeah.
happen is the thing he thinks is gonna
No, that
happen is the thing he thinks is gonna happen is this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna this is how the rest gonna open. Hi, I'm Mr. Ishihara of the Pokemon Company. Gemstone has been making a bunch of Gunnar tweets, so we're now confiscating all of his Pokemon games. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Okay.
they're not gonna know what tweets you're talking
okay,
about.
no. I will ask you all
Don't
Is
guys.
worry.
That's
this
the
too
craziest
fucking
part,
many?
bro.
Is that what it is? Is that what it
There's too
is?
fucking many. There's too fucking
There's
many.
not too many.
Yes,
Yes,
Are
there
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 like
is.
what?
name
Yes,
Yes.
there
five?
is.
Name
Yes, too
five.
many.
Name
Yes, there
five.
is. Yeah, Morgan, you have
Okay,
a
really,
not Morgan.
no.
Jem, you
What
have
are
a dog.
probably what
More
of us getting
Jem, you
freaking
have a dog
episode
in
feature you
J-
pay?
Jem, you have a dog in Jem, you have a dog in Rumble profile picture. I don't know how to tell you
I
this.
do
Your
not have
opinion
a
is
ding
not
of
very.
no, I do not.
Yes, you do. Go look at Jem's Twitter.
It
It's
is.
linked in the
Yes,
it's
it
linked in the
is.
description. Yes,
No,
you
It's
it's
do.
not.
Yes, you
That
do.
is a whole
It is
different
from
game.
the creator. Yes, it
That's
is.
like, that's
You-
no. That's like if I had like a Samurai 8 profile picture and said, "Oh, you got a Naruto profile picture." No, I don't.
All right,
But you
more. All
do.
right. All right. Well, no, because Kishimoto
Who?
didn't even draw Samurai. He was just writing it. That's
Wait.
different.
Who the
Okay, but
fuck
it's
is
the
That's
same
the same
idea
concept.
Samurai?
Just
behind it. It's the
no,
same
no,
thing
no,
behind
no,
the
no, no,
game.
no,
That's like no, no, no,
no,
no.
no,
It's
no.
the same thing if I said it had a Boruto profile picture.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's a
That's
Naruto
literally the same
spin-off.
universe.
That's a
That's literally the same
Naruto
universe. That doesn't
spin-off.
make any sense. That doesn't
Dude,
make any sense. What
no,
you
because
should,
at that
what
point
you
it's all
should,
the show.
no,
That's a
what you should have
You gotta
said.
be
fucking
specific.
No,
You
spin-off.
gotta be
see, here's what
specific.
no,
You
see,
gotta
That's
be
like
here's what you
saying
should have
specific.
said. See, here's what you should have said. You should have said, "Oh, it's like if I had a Sandline profile picture and you said it was from Dragon Ball." That would have made sense
I
because the
got it
same
right the
creator,
first time with
different.
Samurai 8.
No, you did it because Kishimoto didn't draw Samurai 8. He just wrote it.
Oh my god, bro.
It's not the same art style, so therefore nobody would think it's Naruto.
Oh yeah,
What about
guys,
Boruto, bro? What
yeah,
about
guys,
Boruto?
have you all watched the new
Boruto is
Horizon
literally a
episode?
spin-off of Naruto. It's in the
Joe,
same
what the
universe. I think
It's
you
the
can call it
same.
Boruto or Naruto.
Okay. You know what? And crazy part is, you still could have named 5 Guna tweets. That's so crazy.
Average Dr. Rompa fan. Am I right, guys?
This bro
Anyway,
is so bad.
so guys, have you all watched the freaking
Okay.
new Horizon episode?
Yes.
Samurai
Oh
probably
yeah.
hasn't.
I guess we can.
Oh,
No, I have.
alright.
Okay, can we all just
Okay.
give like a quick score of the Horizons episode? Because I don't think we really need it. There's one thing we need to discuss about
the
it.
whole.
Like,
Okay, yeah, I can explain real quick. The whole crew comes back together again. They reformed the Rising Volt Tacklers
Oh,
all
right.
together, I guess.
But-
Freed apparently reveals that he's alive. Loki might be a scam between you and me, but that's pretty much it there.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
giving AI.
the dog went on
Alright.
Ozempics because it was fat shamed by Gem.
Yes. Like,
no,
come on, bro.
no. Jem's actually kind of right here. I'm not gonna. No, Jem's kind of right here because like Murdoch's Lycan Rock probably has like a midnight Lycan Rock that's his ancestor looking down from heaven, like, damn. He fat as hell. This cannot be my descendant. Holy shit! Like he made all Lycan Rocks look bad. Like look, we didn't spend the last couple of years of Lycan Rock being the dog Pokemon that we didn't spend the last couple of years of Lycan Rock being like the second to third most popular dog Pokemon doing generational numbers. Like I would argue Lycan Rock is more like Lycan Rock went from a Pokemon that were like, oh, smoothly revealed to like probably the second most popular dog Pokemon after Arcanine. After Arcanine, it's probably them. Only for this one to come out here.
I mean, hold up. That's incorrect. We have to go to legendary dogs.
So we're gonna
Shut the
ignore
fuck
Sam.
up.
We're gonna ignore Sam. We're
Yeah.
gonna ignore Sam. We're gonna ignore Sam. So okay, so out of 10, I'd probably give this episode a solid 9. It was really good.
Yeah, I'll give it like an 8.
It was like a 7 or an 8.
Alright.
Yeah.
Because I was remember ranking all the other episode 100s in a show, and it was like, probably like my second to third least favorite, but I mean, it's still good.
Really? Really?
I might
compared-
have to say it's like 6 or 7 because
Because,
like
okay,
it has
so-
good moments.
Because for me, there was obviously the battles with those little Exceed guys, and mind you, those two they was fighting minus 500 or after watching that battle because, bro,
They did
started
nothing.
like- they started
They
with,
say
like-
that in the episode.
and it's so crazy. And it was like there was like Toros attack because they didn't know what fucking moves I was gonna do. They were just making shit up. These guys were so ass. Like, oh my god, bro. I thought that was gonna be Loki probably kind of decent. They're Loki kind of cheeks.
Well,
Oh my god.
I don't know. Cause would it even matter if they said an attack though? Because
No,
that's
because
like
they don't even they don't even know what their own Pokemon is doing, and they're fucking just like acting like they do. They're just acting like they're like role playing. They're role playing as good trainers.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think this episode it's probably one of Horizon's best in my opinion. I really enjoyed it.
Whoa.
But we gotta.
I-
All right, so now we can kind of.
I don't
we
fully
can
see
kinda-
the point of having the like
That
extending,
was-
giving 6 minutes to the Tauros battle. I don't see the
guess.
point in
I
that.
guess it is definitely padding. I would be on that definitely padding.
Mhm.
But I will say
Yeah.
I will say on this like now we can finally get into the more general Pokemon anime discussion that we were foreshadowing earlier.
Yep,
this
like
podcast.
Infernape and Whirlwind.
No,
Okay,
Yeah,
fuck
let's
that.
just okay.
Fuck
Let's
that.
just okay. Let's just ask the question. Let's just ask the question. Let's just ask the question. Okay. So do you guys think who do you guys think would win in a fight? Leon's Rillaboom or Ash's Infernape?
Oh, we're actually talking about it. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you throw it
Annihilate.
up. Let's
Annihilate. With
Morgan,
the
answer the question. You got Morgan. Answer the question. You got two options. Answer the question.
all I'm saying is that it's SSJ3 Vegeta Daima.
Just answer the question, Morgan. Oh my
I
god.
did. I
I've
fucking
seen
did.
the tweet. I've seen the tweet. He's referring to Rillaboom.
Thank you. It's Rillaboom, by the way, guys. It's Rillaboom.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
clean
but then
Rillaboom
I
by a
feel
long
like
shot.
Will wins like 99% of the time, but there's the 1% where Infinite can win. The only way he wins is if like Rillaboom uses a grass move and then Blaze activates and he Flare Blade. And it's probably a
But that's
tie.
what I'm saying. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is why this is
if
why
you need a
this is why
crutch to win,
no,
are
but
you
this
winning?
is why Infernape fans kind of low key piss me off because they don't even understand how Infernape's ability works. Blaze only works if Infernape gets his ass kicked to the point where he needs to turn the shit on. He can't control it. It's like his body turns it on when it realizes he's getting his ass kicked really bad. I should probably turn this shit on. He cannot
And
just turn this shit the fuck on. He has to get. That means Rillaboom has to beat him up so bad for the point where his body has to release excess energy for him to tap in, so he can maybe beat Rillaboom. And that's implying that Rillaboom like gives him the chance to activate this shit and doesn't just like because if Rillaboom's kicking his ass perfectly fine before this, why would Rillaboom just kind of stop and let him like do like Flare Blitz? He's gonna be like, what the fuck? Why would I let that? Sit your ass down, though.
And
Sit
mind
your ass
you,
down.
mind you,
This
and
is a
and this
Dragon
is just a
Ball
major thing
discussion.
with just these
This is a
low.
Dragon Ball discussion.
Okay, and mind you, this is the thing with all like the low HP but boosts the moves type of abilities. Because for example, Sceptile, he has Overgrowth, but how many times do you see him use it?
Once.
Once. I
Like
think it's like
Once.
once
twice
or twice.
actually.
Actually,
No,
twice.
it's
But
usually
the
twice.
thing is, you can't bank on that ability happening all the time because it's just so specific.
But that's Infernape's aura, though.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but here's
like
the
It
thing.
is,
No, here's the
and
no, no,
mind you,
no, no,
mind
no.
you,
Here's the thing. The best
I
example.
also okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say agreeing on Jem's point. Like by that logic, when Ash fought Flynn, Blaze should have turned right the fuck on. Blaze should have turned right the fuck on because that was a one shot. We all saw it. We were there.
And this, and that's literally the point because they're just gonna because it's very much possible even if they don't get one shot, they get two shot, 3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece. Blaze just does not come out. It's just not coming out. And that's just the truth of it. And mind you, I most of the times if I'm scaling in front of him, I'm usually gonna factor in Blaze, but with or without Blaze, I'm not gonna lie to you, he's still getting folded like a lawn chair.
That's what I'm saying. Rillaboom beat 5 champion level teams. Not 5 champion level. 5 champion level team members. At minimum, they're Elite Four level. They're all
like
champion
the
level. All of them. There is no room for discussion. They're all champion level, and he beat them all. And still was fighting Gardevoir. Rillaboom only lost 3 times, and that's to Alon's Charizard, his ace Pokemon that he fought Kyogre and Groudon with. We're remembering that? Okay. Gardevoir, someone who's stronger than Alon. Okay. We're letting and
Woo.
Dracovish, the gag Pokemon. The gag Pokemon.
Woo!
This is-
Poco is there's the factor
Wasn't
that
it gag
Rillaboom
in
as a
that episode,
Pokemon,
though?
so far he has never
wasn't
lost
kind of
without taking someone out before. Like you
even
have
if you
to
want to say,
wear
oh, but
him
he
down
wasn't.
to beat him.
Even if you want to say, oh, but he wasn't a gag in that episode. That is the one loss. By that logic, Infernape
wait,
should be
wait, wait,
scaled to me out. By that
wait.
logic,
When did
Infernape should be scaled to me
Oh,
out
God.
because we were all there.
wait,
We were all there for that one too.
wait Dracovish used that weird power, right? So like was that in the Leon episode or was that in the Cindy episode?
No, I think that was Leon.
Leon. It was
No,
Leon.
I
Dragovich
don't.
literally buffed himself. That's what I'm saying. This nigga Rillaboom is nice. You gotta stop talking about this nigga like he isn't nice. This nigga Rillaboom built different. I think he's actually in the top 10, like strongest trainer owned Pokemon in the anime. Because I don't like. I'm telling you, I feel like if this Rillaboom was in that Paul battle, we wouldn't even need Gliscor. We wouldn't even need Gliscor. We wouldn't even need Gliscor. We don't need Pikachu. That's what I'm like. That's
It's a
how
1v6.
it's a 1v6 because what the fuck is Paul gonna do? It's fucking
It
I
literally
got
is a 1v6, yeah.
use cross poison, Rillaboom. Literally just like play I like to move it from Madagascar to done.
You know, I'm not,
Hey,
you know,
Like I
hey,
feel like we
Dracovish,
keep forgetting like who
cinema,
okay.
cinema.
And it's not even just a matter of like, how strong Infernape is. It's a matter of just how strong Rillaboom is. Because dog, it's not easy to get this nigga out of here. Like this nigga's
Like it's an
crap.
actual struggle. Like Ash was low key having like Drapion flashbacks when that Rillaboom came out. He was like, "Oh, I don't have anything. I don't have a fire type. No, this is bad. This is bad." Ash was like, "This
I'm
is bad.
literally
We're
fucking
not built
twisting
for
my
this.
leg.
We're not built for this. Dragonite ain't that. When I tell you, like Ash looked at Dragonite and said, he's not built for that. I swear, if I bring Dragonite out, this Rillaboom's gonna go. He knew he's like, okay, you know what Pokemon? Like I felt like Ash sent Dracovish out there just to die because he was like, what Pokemon do I like the least? All right, Dracovish, get in there. He's like, oh shit, you won? Okay, all right.
Damn. Now I'm just thinking of Leon saying Rillaboom, go Snake.
Like I swear to
What?
God, all Leon has to do, whatever he's like, Leon, like all Leon has to do, like Leon versus Alon. Yo, Rillaboom, get Rillaboom, play
Well,
flipping beat it for Michael
yeah,
Jackson, cook that motherfucker.
the thing like the anime one doesn't even have like the typical roller boom gimmick. Like it doesn't have grassy surge and freaking
That's
grassy
what I'm saying.
glide.
It's not even a competitively viable Rillaboom. That's the crazy thing. Not to mention, you want to talk about abilities? You want to guess what Rillaboom probably has?
Probably overgrowth.
Over.
Ima- Rillaboom with could you imagine?
He has
Rillaboom
that.
with
He might have that in
overgrowth?
his not
That
growth.
nigga is cooked. Rillaboom with overgrowth? That nigga is cooked. That nigga in Ferdip is cooked. He's not surviving. He's not built for this, guys. He's not.
And that's just the truth of it, bro. That's just the truth of it.
He's not built for the Masters Day. It's okay. Like I don't
And
even
that's
think Ash is built
fine.
for the.
And okay, and this is my thing.
Ooh.
Some of these guys just aren't built to survive, and that's
I
okay. That's okay.
I got a question though.
Yeah, what's up?
What would happen when we include Dynamax or Gmax
For it?
and Z moves?
Oh, he's still gonna his ass whoop.
Okay, I just wanted
You
to
know,
ask.
I'm still even
No, I
if
know. Here's a.
even if we factor in the fact that Ash, probably forgot his Inferno Overdrive at home, he's still getting whooped. I wouldn't even be
No, here's
surprised.
a.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Continue.
Okay, because I wouldn't even be surprised if Romo took like maybe like like moderate damage, gets hurt, gets beat up quite a little bit, similar to how Surfetch had Rillaboom needing a little bit, but Rillaboom's still gonna kick his ass. I'm confident.
Here's the thing with him. Why do we give Ash so many gimmicks, but we forget that Leon also has like Gigantamax, like
Yeah,
Gigantamax Rillaboom right now. What?
yeah. We have to give Ash's Infernape,
Like we have to add.
Dynamax, Inferno,
So,
Fire Blast.
my thing is, here's my thing. If you wanted to say, oh, Infernum can beat Rillaboom, but it's gonna be like a really tough battle, and it's gonna be like Infernum just barely makes it out. Fine, you can say that. But here's the thing: every Infernum fan is making it sound like he's mopping Rillaboom. They're making it sound like he's mopping Rillaboom. Infernum is not even on Charizard's level. What makes you think he's on Rillaboom's level?
Which Charizard?
Ash's Charizard.
Okay,
Okay,
whoa.
maybe fine. You know what? Fine. Let's say they're relative to each other at least.
Oh, like,
And even then,
Charizard
no,
I'm
like
has
not
at
even
least
put Charizard up there.
Charizard's
no,
probably not even that strong. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Out of all, sadly, as much as it is to say, out of all the Charizards in the anime, and as much as well, actually no, Ash's Charizard is probably on like he's right in the middle because he's not Kiawe's Charizard, which I'm like you could say that's the
Whoa.
weakest Charizard owned by a main character, but
Oh.
he's not Leon's Charizard. He's right in the middle because Alon's Charizard is being Ash's Charizard. I'm not arguing that. Alon's Charizard is being Ash's Charizard.
I
This is
mean,
not a
assuming it.
conversation.
That's the thing. Like it has literally mega, so it's basically has a
It
100 BS percentage. But like
has
if it's like
Mega
a,
and
without,
it
I mean,
has,
if it's without mega, I would say like it's a fair fight.
look, here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I feel like everyone glosses over this thing when it comes to Alon's Charizard. He fought Kyogre and Groudon. He was hanging with them. That is the
What does
thing.
that mean?
As
What does that mean?
Ashes, he was hanging with them for a minute. That at least
What does
puts
that mean, though?
like, huh? What do you mean? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
But like, what
in
does that mean?
Kyogre. I don't
It's
remember someone.
Kyogre and
You
Groudon.
guys know.
If it's
Okay,
Kyogre and
that's
Primordial
cool.
god of the sea and the primordial god of the land.
What are you
what does that
where you
mean?
putting Kyogre and Groudon? Where are you putting those? Where are you putting them?
They're Okay, so like in a
They're
legendary tier
fucking
list,
gods.
in a legendary
They
tier list, and
made
like
the fucking land.
Yeah,
They
in a
made
le-
the fucking
and,
seas. What do
and a
you
legendary
mean?
and a,
Where
le-
do you
and
put
a
them?
legendary wait wait
No, no,
no
no,
wait no
no.
here's it
Where,
wait here's
where,
it no here's it wait here's the thing if you want no
where do?
no because Jem wants a concrete answer, so I'm gonna give it to him. No, because like if you want to put them in like a legendary tier list, like a hypothetical legendary tier list that exists, you want to say the creation trio and Arceus are S tier, S plus tier. Then you want to go right down to like just S tier. That's Rayquaza and Ultra Necrozma. Then you want to go down, that's Kyogre and Groudon. Go they're right
again,
below
past
like because are you gonna argue with me that Kyogre and Groudon aren't that strong?
Say
Huh?
that. I just think the thing is, it's just a matter of it depends on which specific legendary we're talking about. Because who's to say whatever Pokemon can or cannot do what Charizard did against Kyogre and Groudon?
No,
here's the
that's a
thing with
fair point.
here's the thing with
Here's the thing.
like,
I just
That's
think
a fair
legendaries
point.
are too
Right.
vague for
No,
me to
here's
want
the
to
thing.
bring them
No,
up.
no, no. Here's the thing. Here's the
Jack,
thing. Here's the thing. I'll agree. That's a fair point.
Jack,
That's a fair point.
the,
My counter to this argument. My counter to this argument. This nigga Charizard weaves into water pulse from Articuno. This nigga barely got up. That nigga barely won that fight. That's not. Again, I hate the way everyone talks about Ash feats sometimes because they make it sound like Ash won the battle comfortably. Every time Ash wins the battle, most of the time, he just barely scrapes it.
Yeah.
Barely scrapes it. He never wins comfortably. I've never seen Ash Ketchum win comfortably. He always barely
I'm
scrapes it.
then
He always-
against freaking Crash Awake pretty easily.
that's the thing. That's the only. That's the
Oh,
only one.
one out of
Every
how many
single
fucking gym leaders?
out of every battle, he always like, we almost lost it. Thank God you evolved right when that happened.
Woo! Help
Even
me,
in even in
Evolution
even in
Sinka. This is base.
even even in XY, the series that everyone likes to glaze the most, Ash had to use three Pokemon against Grant. Ash had to use three Pokemon against Grant. Let that sink in. He was like,
Who the fuck
Yeah,
this is
no,
your go Ash.
like why
This
is he
is your
using
go
Flex?
Ketchum. This is your go Ash Ketchum. This is the goat one. This is
Hey,
the
hey.
best.
Oh, brother, get this guy out.
You know,
I
one day
Hear
we're
me
gonna have
out.
an I feel like we're
get
gonna have an XY episode one day, and that episode is gonna be the most divisive because we're gonna all be. It's gonna be the most divisive episode. I feel
okay,
just from the chestnut.
The most survivor is going to
Samurai.
be the Journeys
Hey,
one.
Samurai,
It's going to have to be the Journeys one.
can we bully Sam for the rest of this? Because this team
No,
and
no,
his
no, 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 no,
and
no, no,
his
no, 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 no,
message.
no, no. Yours is still yours is still worse. We're not gonna we're not gonna
He
move
is a
past.
Charizard fan, and he has rocks in that brain.
Wait,
You know
what are you
what?
talking about?
Whatever helps you fall asleep on Morgan.
No,
You're very
no, you gotta.
you're Morgan. You're very
He's saying that ult was a mega faker. We gotta talk about that.
Sonic fans. Am I right, guys?
Fuck off.
Anyways, I
Anyways,
think all right.
I
So
have
we
been
can
No,
call it. So
no.
does anyone have does any
for Earth,
wait,
in the
so
chat.
does anyone have any like last things to say before we end the podcast because we are over an hour now? Like we can
I
go
mean,
to
I guess
we can we can go to six because the podcast we can go to six because the podcast started at 4:48. So if we go to six, it's gonna be like a 1 hour 50 minute long podcast. I'm fine with that. But like we could wrap it up now because we went past an hour. So does anyone have anything they want to say? Like
put up
anyone have
now.
like anything they really want to?
I wanted to add my own thing for the Infernape Blaze
All
Rillaboom.
right, all right, make it
It
quick, brother.
yeah. Hey. Uh if it went for a Flare Blitz Blaze, that is a 50-50 if it wins. That's like you are
No, like I think it went, but here's the thing. I think it would also. There's a good chance it also faints.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it
Like
didn't faint.
recoil damage.
Mm,
Recoil damage, and then you know Leon could be a dickhead and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I taught my Rillaboom a new move. Oh, what's the new move? Synthesis. No,
fans.
synthesis. Ash, yeah. Oh,
well, I'm going to say, either way, he's still getting his ass kicked.
that's what I said. Rillaboom type nigga to take a flare. It's like take three flare bits to the face and be like, "All right, you can start boxing now. We don't slapping."
And actually, this is the thing. This is the thing where I was just kind of thinking about in terms of how strong certain Pokemon Ash has are. I think at the very most, if you gas them up in a way that it's not bullshit, I think they could probably defeat very minor champion level Pokemon, but I do not see them being any powerhouses, no aces, no nothing. I could probably say Infernape's beating like a Cradily is gonna beat a Steven's
No, we
Aggron,
can.
but the second
Well,
Metagross
Yeah.
comes out is getting washed.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Cynthia,
I think Infernape.
hey,
I think
hey,
Infernape could beat. Here's the thing. I think Infernape could probably go toe to toe with Leon Cinderace. I think it could probably go toe to
yeah.
toe with
Well,
his Dragapult. I think there is a world where Infernape can beat
that
Rillaboom,
Dragon Ball's a fraud.
but I think it's one of those things
That Dragon
where
Ball's a fraud.
you need to say it in a way of like Infernape wins, but it's going to be a very hard struggle and near stalemate. It is going to be a very hard struggle. You have to scale down Rillaboom a bit for this argument. But if you want to argue that, I would accept that. But you're not gonna like say, "Oh,
if
Infernape
anything.
easy." No, Infernape very hard.
To
Okay,
me,
so
I
here's the
think you have,
thing.
I think you have to really upscale Infernape to the highest degree. I think you have to
But
like
that's it.
shoot this thing up the
What
roof because the
what a
most
lot
is
of what
already by journeys. You have to at least scale Infernape up by the fact that he's probably somewhat equal-ish
still
to
training.
Charizard. Because before that, before journeys, I think it's perfectly fine to say that Charizard would have beaten the shit out of Infernape. But
Oh,
as of journeys,
easy.
I think you have to you can at least scale him up that high. But even then, you have to like absolutely like
You kind of have
scale
to.
this nigga
You
up
kind
to
of.
the entire
You're
ceiling.
going. No, here's the thing. You're going off statements and not feats because you're going off the statement of, "Oh, Infernape's been training with Charizard and the other Pokemon here."
But
It's
the thing
like
is, that I don't like statements either. I think that's like the at least the bare minimum you can work with because me out of most people in terms of the show, okay. If for example, let's go to Charizard.
yes,
The best thing
make this
he
quick,
has
Seb.
done
Yes.
was pull up against Articuno and Brandon, and that's like the best thing he's done. But
I mean, like
after
it also,
that, you can't say he's
also
taking those
like
champions
man, like
without coping.
I mean, when you think about it, he also like manhandled freaking Dragonite. I mean, it was not.
If anything,
You know,
I think Dragonite was worse than that.
Ah,
Dragonite was way worse than that.
that's like
yeah,
no,
like
no, because no, that's like saying no. Here's the thing. That is Sam. That is the equivalent of saying fucking what's this? That's the
Wait,
equivalent of saying Alon's Bishop. That's the equivalent of saying Alon's Bishop should be scaled higher because it beat a Gudra who's a pseudo legendary. Like it doesn't really work because the pseudo
wait,
legendary thing
hold
it's
on.
not
It
really a
depends
thing in
on
the
the
anime. It's
trainer.
only a
Who's
thing in the game.
Gudra? Oh, wait, no, not Gudra. Fuck. Who's Dragonite? Who's Dragonite?
Iris is.
Iris is Dragonite.
Oh,
Iris is Dragonite that she had for less than a year.
yeah, I don't know,
That's what
Chief.
I'm saying. That's kind of
I
a
don't know, Chief.
crocodile beat Iris's Dragonite. That's not like it's not a
And even
thing.
worse.
Yeah, yo,
Crocodile beat
Crocodile
Dragonite
not
so
is
bad,
he's a
it was
fan.
obedient for a little bit,
yo.
and then became
Charizard
disobedient
is
for how bad it was
crocodile
getting his ass
tier.
whipped.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Charizard's
that's what I'm saying.
crocodile
Like it's
tier.
not. It's not like a good argument. I see where you're going with Sam, but it's not like a good argue. It's not like a great argument in this case. But I think we said everything we need to say. Does anyone final call? Anyone have anything we need to say because we're at an hour and 15 minutes, kind of.
That we have another question at the end of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
question. Well, I was
oh,
already gonna do that. That was good.
yeah.
That was already said. All right.
Okay,
So
let's get on to it.
question of the day. Question of the day for the podcast for the next episode and for you guys for the like to comment down below. Comment or question of the day is if you because this is a Legends episode. If you had to make your own Legends Arceus or Legends trio for whatever Pokemon for a Dream Legends game, what three starters would you take? And here's a fourth like kind of spicy option. What would be your Pikachu equivalent for
Huh?
that starter trio? See? Yeah, I come up with some good questions of the day. See, I come up with some good questions of the day. Y'all gotta start putting some respect on my name. You
All
guys
And
have
right.
to
that's
respond to me. You guys have to start
but yeah,
calling me Sir Samurai Trainer Z.
No one's excited
By
over
every
that second
No
by
one's
question.
fucking calling you
that
that. No one's fucking calling you that.
by everyone I mean Morgan and sometimes Jem. All right, everyone say bye.
He has
where
just been mean to
and it
Jem
was
every
like
fucking episode so far.
again,
I have
do you
not
want to
been. I wasn't mean.
shout out
I wasn't mean to Jem last
something else?
episode.
Who were you mean to?
Yeah,
I was mean to you.
you brought up the Guna allegations the last time. What are you talking about?
No, because no, I said that would come up in recording. I specifically said this will come up in recording. I
Y'all
make
always
sure to let
say
you.
whatever I'm saying is pulling up in recording, as if it was that controversial in
Yes,
the first place.
Yes,
yes. Yes, because you be saying some crazy ass shit. This nigga
No,
Jem
I
gonna be locked
don't.
up. Now
I'm
say
a real
goodbye.
ass nigga, and y'all just have to adapt.
No, you're not.
Yes,
You were made in the
I am.
lab. You were made in the lab.
I was not made in the lab. I was not made in the lab. No,
Guys,
we're not pushing those allegations. No, I'm just a real ass nigga. I don't want to tell you.
guys, we are
Dog and
getting
Rumpa fan
overtime.
over here. Anyways, dog and Rumpa fan over here. Everyone say goodbye.
Yeah, see you guys. We have a Sonic fan here, by the way, so might as well
Yeah.
talk about
Oh
that
wow.
instead. Might as
Yeah.
well talk about that
You're
All
making
instead.
right,
yourself
all
look
right, guys. Make
worse.
sure to.
See you
All
guys.
right,
Yeah,
guys. Make sure.
later.
All right, guys.
Later.
All right, guys. Make sure to
Yeah.
follow Jem. Make sure to follow Jem on YouTube and Twitter. Make sure to follow Sam on YouTube and Twitter, and make sure to follow Morgan on Twitter because he doesn't have a YouTube. And if you're following me already, follow to my other shit. That's pretty cool. We're probably gonna make